So hey guys, this is Alan with Keepical. We're keeping groups together. Most of you know me as a Mastermind group facilitator and a program director. So today I'd like to talk to you about in-person meetings versus virtual Mastermind group meetings. And what I mean by in-person is the traditional, everybody comes together in one room around one conference table and meets face-to-face. What I mean by virtual meetings is that you're using some sort of online platform. Everybody's using a computer or their phone or whatever to meet virtually. By and large, the most common platform used is Zoom video conference. Of all the facilitators I know, including myself, that's the platform we're using because it seems to be the best match for our need and it has the least number of technical glitches. That is, as of this recording. And so a significant number of members are running these virtual meetings. However, still today, by and large, the majority of mastermind groups meet personally face-to-face. Just to sort of put some numbers on it. I guess one of the main constraints that would lead you to do virtual versus face-to-face is physical location. So if you're contingent or those people that might be members of your group or potential candidates to become a member of the group, if they live in close proximity to each other, then I would definitely default to a in-person face-to-face meeting. Don't do virtual as the solution just for virtual sake. I hear some of that today. Oh, we need to do those types of meetings. I see that more as a tool to solve a problem rather than a way to go. Period. If your members are more dispersed, where there's a time issue, the amount of time it takes them to drive in and get to the meeting, or their physical location just makes it impossible, then virtual is an excellent fallback solution. I'll talk to you in a minute about maybe some sort of hybrid solution. But another really big element that comes in as far as what you might consider whether you go virtual or face-to-face is the idea of what industry you serve. So just think of, well, what is the commonality that your group has? So if there's a possibility of conflict of interest within one geographic region, say you serve the needs of veterinarians, then it's very difficult to get a group of veterinarians together to work in a true mastermind group environment when they're really all competitors for the same customer base. In that case, by necessity, you're going to need to disperse that group where they're geographically removed from each other. So that's a big, important consideration when you're designing a group. Another really important thing to consider is that in a virtual meeting, body language can really play a big part of it. You as a good facilitator, you're going to really watch that body language to see if that member is becoming uncomfortable or maybe overzealous. And so in a virtual meeting where you have a video feed, you can pick up some of that. Are they leaning in? Are they raising their voice? What position their eyebrows? But the feedback is kind of impeded. It's not as good as if you're in the actual room together. So it works just fine. You learn, you get comfortable with the environment, but still, again, a face-to-face meeting gives you much better visual feedback. So let's talk a little bit about the availability of members. So you may have a member that is not available to meet face-to-face. In that case, virtual is a great fallback. We do that all the time in my meetings when I have a face-to-face group, is that sometimes a member might be on travel or might sometimes have some need. Their time frame is very tight on either side of the meeting. So we'll allow them to join a face-to-face meeting with a laptop that we bring in using a virtual call-in. So also another thing to consider is the availability of technology for both you and your members. So do you have a good, stable internet connection with a decent speed? We certainly are pretty much all of us past dial-up, but dial-up absolutely is not going to work if that's all you have where you're at. But you don't really need to have really super fast speed for virtual meetings to work. That's something that you would want to test for yourself. But it really doesn't have to be that fast, but it can't be extremely slow. And it also needs to be dependable. So you need to have a steady flow of the connection can't be fast, slow, or have stops or glitches. So let me just bring to the glitch issue for virtual. And so oftentimes in a virtual meeting, you'll have the audio sort of freeze and then start back, and you'll have the video freeze and start back. These don't necessarily take place at the same time. At first, that can be discerning, just like carrying on a conversation with somebody that's got a foreign accent. But pretty quick, you pick up on that, and you forget that that's going on, and it really you can really get past it, including your members at first. So if you get yourself comfortable with it, your members will be comfortable with it, and you can actually function without even thinking about it. Dropped connections. If you have a dropped connection now and then, the person can just connect right back in the same way they connected in the first place. I actually don't experience dropped connections very often at all, and I very rarely witness it. But if it does happen, it's something you can live with. And so slow connections are really the thing that'll trip you up the most. But overall, don't let me scare you off of virtual meetings. All in all, virtual meetings are very workable today with today's technology. In fact, we're kind of at the leading edge of that. It's becoming stable for a large percentage of the population. Just understand that you need to go into this kind of thing with your eyes wide open. See virtual meetings as a solution to a problem like proximity or aligning schedules. Do not see it as, well, this is the next technology, I need to do it. However, when I talk to other facilitators, those that are not doing virtual meetings all say that they're going to get into it. So it's in our future. Just think of it this way. I remember in the mid-90s when the internet was really just beginning to become a thing and everybody was doing it. All of us were predicting the demise of the newspaper, and all the libraries were going to go away because the internet was going to obsolete that stuff. And here we are a quarter century later, and we still have newspapers and we still have libraries. Although they are being disrupted, they're still around. So all of this stuff moves forward slowly. And I would just encourage you to embrace both in-person meetings, and as technology becomes available to supplement that or to fully expand your practice, then go ahead and embrace a virtual meeting environment. So guys, I hope that you got something from this little video clip today. I'd love to hear from you. Have you got any additional thoughts on virtual versus in-person meetings? Please get in touch with me either through the platform where this video is hosted. You can make a comment, or you can certainly reach me at keepical.com. Thank you.